Hey there, how are you doing team? Nokia Parza here and we welcome you all to a very interesting video. As you can see, I have a Nokia 2.3 here and the good news is that Nokia 2.3 is the latest Nokia smartphone to get updated to Android 10. So this Nokia 2.3 also runs Android 10. As we can note here, where it kind of gives the description about the build of Android 10 that it runs now. So basically, in this video, we will not only talk about the major features and changes that Android 10 brings to Nokia 2.3, we will also talk about how it performs after upgrading to Android 10, whether there are like any deal-breaking bugs, issues, etc. So first coming to the major changes, the first thing that you will notice is that it is the gesture navigation that kind of separates Android 10 from like Android Pie, because Android 10 has a much better implementation or like much sophisticated implementation of the gesture navigation. So in the gesture navigation, you don't have to hit any button to bring any menu option or doing multitasking. So you all you do is like swiping. So you swipe up to go to the home screen from anywhere. You swipe up to bring the multitasking UI, and from any app, if you go to any of the apps, for coming back you have to just swipe from left or right. So once more, so swiping up from the bottom will bring I mean, it's like a not full swipe, it will be short swipe, brings you the multitasking menu. And if you swipe all the way up, you will go back to the home screen. So if you are in any of the app, you want to go back to the home screen, you have to just swipe up all the way, and you will go to the home screen. Now in case you are in any of the app, you want to just go back, you have to swipe from edges, from left or right, any of the edges, and you will go back. So that is how the multitasking and the UI navigation works in case of Android 10. But for doing this, for being able to do this, you will have to actually use a setting. So what you need to do is just go to system, from settings you go to gestures, from gestures you need to go to system navigation part. Here you see that there are like two navigation options. One is the gesture navigation, which is enabled now, and there is two button navigation. So what is the two button navigation? If you enable the two button navigation, you will get the two button navigation of Android Pie. So this is what you get if you enable the two button navigation here. So if you are happy with Android Pie navigation, you want to continue with it, then Google has provided that option. But if you want to test the new gesture navigation, which we recommend, you should do this. You should go to settings, system, gestures, system navigation, and enable the gesture navigation. Here you also see this option of setting off kind of like setting the sensitivity, but we recommend this to be default, because at default it works really good, there is no issue. If you try to make it more sensitive, then it may like cause an issue when you are playing games, etc. So it's whatever it is, it looks good to me. So once you have enabled the gesture navigation, if you want to go back to the home screen, just you need to do this and you are back to the home screen. So here all the way, like as I mentioned, there are two swipes. Short swipes bring the multitasking UI and the full swipe brings the home screen. So just to clarify, so we went to home screen, and if you swipe left or swipe right, you just go back. So this is for going back, and swiping all the way up takes you to the home screen. Swiping short takes you to the multitasking UI. The facility to use the split screen, or the method to use or like enable the split screen UI remains same. So in multitasking UI, you just tap on top of app card, and you will see option to enable split screen. You can just do that. So you can now see that split screen UI is enabled, and you can then use that. So this is all about the new gesture navigation on Android 10. Now coming to another important feature that obviously I would like to show it to you is something which actually okay, I will mention this as well because this is an option of enabling or disabling dark theme, and the good news is that HMD has now provided this option in the quick action buttons itself. It was not available in case of initial Nokia smartphone which upgraded to Android 10, but recent Nokia smartphones which upgraded to Android 10 have this option. So you have a quick action button here, and if you enable or disable dark theme from here, it will totally, I mean, it will totally disable or enable the dark theme across the system. So if you enable it, it gets enabled across the system. Everything like all the Google apps then will show the dark theme. So if I disable it, so as soon as I disable and I think that I need to, so you see that here it totally obeys. So the Google Play Store, it has now turned in like in the light theme. So basically not only Google apps, all the other third party apps which kind of they have the setting of, you know, just like respecting the system wide dark theme or light theme will obey this. So this goes system wide. So whatever menu or what menu or other settings, whatever you, wherever you go, you will see that this dark or light theme is now respected. So this is good news. Actually on Android Pie, the dark theme and light theme was not system wide, obviously not apps wide. And you know, there were like issues like in even in dark theme there were places where it was light, and in light theme like the places where it was dark. So now it is very uniform and it's really good. So this is one thing that I know you would really like to use. And as I said, the good news is that with the latest Android 10 builds, HMD has enabled this quick action dark theme button. So you can directly disable or enable dark theme from here. Okay, now coming to other options or other changes that Android 10 brings to Nokia 2.3. You will see this digital well-being and parental control. So those two new features have arrived here. So one is parental control, which you need to set up if in case you have a like you are a I mean you have like kids at your home and you want them to also use this phone. You can set up these parental controls, and you can then allow them to use this. So like you can just mention that who will use this device, a child or teenager. If that person uses it, it will ask you to install two applications which is called Family Link, that allows you to them to like use this device without, and you can control them what they use actually. So that is the whole idea of this thing. So let us go back. Now this is parental control. One more thing which is very important that I would like to show is focus mode. Focus mode is quite interesting feature. So what it does is that, let's say when there is a like if you need some peaceful time, when you want to stay calm, you want to focus on something, you want to go through a call and you don't want to get disturbed by different like notifications, calls, etc., you can just do that. So you can select apps from the list that you don't want to use or that you don't want to be disturbed by, and you can just turn on the focus mode. So once focus mode is turned on, it will not allow these apps to work in even background. So it will just pause all the apps. So this is a big list of apps that you can pause using the focus mode, and it's easy to turn on and turn off, so you can do that. So these are two important features that has arrived in this digital well-being thing. Now if you notice here, there is one more change. So Google has provided like a better way or I mean more detailed manner to kind of control your privacy. So it has now divided privacy and location. So in location, if you go, you can actually control which apps can use location. So you can define here that which apps can use the location permission. So because keeping location separate is very important, because many apps use the location data and they offer their kind of like features and their services according to that. So here you can actually allow which apps can use your location, and that is a good detailed way of handling your privacy. So that is how uh, Google has tried to kind of like separate privacy and location here in the settings. So this is one of the more changes that I wanted to show. Now if you go to display, so basically in display, this dark theme toggle is still, I mean, is there. So now we have a dark theme quick action button, so it's easy to do. But the original place where this dark theme toggle was in display. So in like for earlier the Nokia smartphones that got Android 10, we used to come here and do the dark theme toggle on and off. But this is good that we have that facility there in the action or notification center. Okay, now coming to other changes that I would like to show. So if you go to the volume control here, just like Pi, you get a, if you like use the volume rocker here up or down, so you will get a single single bar here. But what is the difference from Pi is that now if you tap on this, like to bring more settings for volume, you will see that this is a overlay. It does not take it directly to the settings. So this is really good. It saves you a step, because earlier if you had tapped on that, it could have taken you to the settings. But here you can just play with these settings here itself in this overlay. If you want to see more, then you can go to the settings, just like Android Pie. So in a way, it saves you one step at least. So as I mentioned, whenever you use the volume rocker, you will see a single option. Then you tap here and you will come to this overlay with, usually whatever options you use will be available here, like media volume, call volume, ring, alarm, etc. If you want to see more, you can go and see all the settings. So these are basically major things or major features that you will see that Android 10 enables on your device when it is here. So now coming to how the device or like Nokia 2.3 is performing with Android 10, I would say that I have not faced any issues as such. I mean, the apps, they are like, kind of, they are working fine. I can see them launching fast, resuming fast, etc., etc. So let's check the browser. Okay, here we are. So browsing seems to be fast, and you can see the scrolling works fine, because Nokia 2.3 is obviously not a mid-ranger or a high-end smartphone, but at least I can see that the things that we really care about, like browsing, working with many apps, etc., these all work fine as far as I can see. If we go to the camera, let's show how quickly the camera works. So this is like camera launching, and let's quickly see how is shot to shot timing. So I think shot to shot timing is also quite fast, almost instantaneous. Okay, so this in this way, I mean, if you ask me, I think Nokia 2.3 with Android 10, I would not say that it flies like you will expect from a mid-ranger or a high-end smartphone, but for a budget smartphone like Nokia 2.3, it's really working fine. I don't see any issue as such. As you can see, I have been like playing with apps, and I think all works fine so far. I have not seen it crashing or freezing, etc. with Android 10. I will say that so far, like I could see that there is no deal breaking bug. So with deal breaking bug, we define that some kind of bug or issue that makes it unusable. So I don't see that kind of bug uh, on the device. So with that, we come to end of the video. So in this video, we demoed the new features and changes that Android 10 brings to Nokia 2.3. We also demoed or like shared our experience or impressions of the performance or smoothness of Android 10 on Nokia 2.3, and we think that we will recommend it because we did not find any deal-breaking bugs or issues. So maybe there may be like bugs or issues, small bugs or issues like we have seen on other Nokia smartphones which are on Android 10. But I will still recommend that if you want to feel that experience of Android 10 navigation, that system wide dark theme, then you can obviously upgrade to this. So with that, we come to end of this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to nokiapauser.com and our YouTube channel for more.